Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It is Candy here from sweetstamper.com, and I am hoping that I am on live. There I am, okay. Just making sure that I'm connecting with you. It is Thursday, and that means that it's Thursday at 2, and that means it's time for simple and stepped up stamping. So let me get this, oh, there we go. Well, I'm kind of, okay. I didn't want that kind of funky thing. Oh, I think it's a cabinet that's behind me that's catching up in my camera angle. So I am so happy to be with you here today, and I think we'll have a few folks joining us. And hey, Velma's already. Hey there, how are you? Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do, hey, Marlene, I'm glad you're here. We're going to do some Halloween stamping today with simple and stepped up stamping. So I hope you are having a good day. We are, in high heat again here in the, we're third week of August. We're heading towards fall is getting closer. Hey there, Gail. I'm glad you got some happy mail today. I had class packets going out again yesterday and all kinds of goodies. It's funny though right now, in my estimation, our mail service has never been terrific, at least not in my lifetime. And right now it's so overloaded because we're doing so much by mail. And I know that when we were in England, we loved the fact that we got mail twice a day. Of course, you're in a much smaller country. The UK is a tiny country land as far as, your land mass. When you consider what we're sending from one part of the United States to the next. But efficiency has not been one of the things that I have encountered greatly with our mail service. And right now, even with our priority mail packaging, and I'm sending out everything right now with tracking. Hey, Kathy, I'm glad to see you. I hear from other friends that they have packages that have just gone missing. And yeah, one of the ladies who is part of my big leader swap that I was hosting, I sent her a package at the end of July. She still doesn't have it. We have tracking. It was going to New Mexico, and it went to Miami, of all things, and then it just got hung. And I actually have a customer right now who I sent her a little thank you package, and it was going to Idaho, and it's in Miami, and it's just hung there. So weird things that are going on. So if you have a package coming from me and you're not getting it in what would be a reasonable time, make sure that you contact me and let me know. Because mail is just really challenging right now. And hey, Diana, I'm glad you're here as well. I have a good friend who's part of our church. We've known him for many, many years, and he's a supervisor at a post office, and they are just slammed with just the volume. Typically at Christmas time, you get a high volume of packages, but right now, because of COVID and people not going out and picking things up, people are shopping by mail more than ever. And I'm glad you like my flower, Gail. Thank you. It is, again, my way of just kind of, brightening up the days that are, there's just a lot of challenge. It's 2020, and it's an unprecedented year in so many ways. And thankfully, here in Bexar County, we have our hospitalizations with COVID going down, but I don't think that there's any talk of when the kids are going to be able to go back to school. And I think it's really hard for the kids to not have they're getting new routines, and adaptability is just part of life. But anyway, all that being said, well, I think that we are far enough along that I am going to go ahead and turn the camera down and share with you. Like I said, we're going to be doing Halloween stamping. And I think that I mentioned on a previous broadcast, I think that there is going to be more Halloween card sending this year than maybe in a long time, or maybe even ever, because I don't know how much trick-or-treating is going to go on. Just because of the status of everything. So, okay, let me go ahead and bring you down to my work surface, and so you can see what's going on here. And what I have here, I'm going to show you first, before I start stamping with you, is the designer series paper. And you know, I meant to get my holiday catalog and I didn't bring it over here, but it's a really unusual set of designer papers this year for Halloween because it's much more on the elegant side of things. And I think it's really pretty. I love versatility. And I think that this paper definitely has that versatility. So as you can see, and I'm trying to get my phone going here so I can see comments. Yay. Okay. You know, this black and white stripe, I mean, that could be used for anything. In fact, it reminds me of a men's pinstripe suit. And I think it would be really fun to do something masculine with this if you didn't use up all of this side. But I think this side is beautiful with the roses and the spider webs. It's just really pretty. And Jennifer, I'm so glad you're here today because I am doing Halloween stamping and I know it's your favorite. So this paper I think is one of my favorites in here. I love doilies anyway. I have been called a doily queen on more than one occasion. This is really cool paper in the sense that, again, you have these lacy bats. They're not just bats. They're bats with lacy, kind of spider web lace, but it's really pretty. And really, I mean, when you look in nature, the spider web is so beautiful. And they've just taken that imagery and brought it in with the bats. And these actually have dies that are part of a stamp set that will actually cut out these bats. So I think that's kind of a cool thing. Hey, Mary, I'm glad you're here. This is another one of those. I mean, how can spiders be elegant? But look at this paper with all of that kind of watercolor wash. Well, it's not even watercolor. It's like sponging. It's like sponging on paper. And then again, you have this harlequin pattern that's very, you know, black on gray, which would be beautiful for a masculine card. And then look at this piece. I mean, that's just beautiful roses. I would love to add some sponging to this, add some ink with sponging. And so this one is like a smaller version of the bats on a real smoky background. And then this one is really just fall flowers. There's nothing Halloween about this piece at all. But on the other side, you have those black and white spiderweb lace doilies. And so now Jennifer is an expert on all things Halloween, so I'm going to really tie in with some of her comments here. She said that it's like the Jack Skellington suiting, from Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, I haven't seen that in a lot of years, so I'm guessing she means either the harlequin, I think it's probably this harlequin pattern. And then she also said that the bats remind her of, Day of the Dead, the Dia de los Muertos. That's a good call with some of this. And especially here in Texas, that is a very big holiday. There's another pattern here that I haven't shown you yet. Oh, a couple of them. So there's a smaller rose. Again, it kind of has that spattered, smoky, spongy background. You could add some ink to this. And then the other side is this one, which is really just a wallpaper print, and I love it. I think this is probably Pretty Peacock. I've been doing some tidying in my studio, and I have mislaid. I have a notebook with all of my DSP charts, and I put it somewhere where it'd be easy to find, and I can't find it. I don't know if anybody else has that challenge, but that's part of my organizational challenge. Okay, so let me show you a couple of Halloween cards before we stamp, because just by way of inspiration, this is a great example. This is a swap that I received, and I love the 3 pieces of designer paper. You know, I love the tri-panel card design. Oh, it was the stripes. Thank you, Jennifer. I will bring that one out again. And yes, you're right. The black and white floral is similar to the frosted floral that we had a few years ago. So these are the dies that are part of that bundle. And if you're looking for a bundle for Halloween, it's a good one. This black sparkle ribbon is the black, I think it's called Black Organza. And it's actually in the annual catalog. It has that sparkle, and it's really, really useful. This one shows, again, those bat dies. And here they have been stamped with white ink. and then punched out with the die cuts. Really pretty layering on here. This is the ribbon that I'm going to be using today. Do I have a name on it? Metallic mesh ribbon. Really fun ribbon that we're going to play with a little bit. Here is another part of the same Halloween. These dies are with these little bat dies. These are all part of the same die cut bundle. And this is a very pretty, again, very elegant Halloween greeting. Let's see, do I have, these others are from a different, I got one more here from the same suite. That way I kind of keep the pattern going. So this is a really pretty, kind of like a waterfall wallpaper, what do you call it? Fold. Really kind of cool. Hey, Eileen, I'm glad you're here. We're doing some Halloween stamping today. And again, there is that die cut from the bat, but I think this is actually cut out from the designer paper. It's not stamped. So these are all samples from one particular bundle, and that's sweet. Now I'm going to kind of go off the reservation, as it were. This is from the Celebration Tidings, which is kind of it has kind of all the winter holidays. And so you can see the Happy Haunting. It also has these little, there's not a die for these spiders, but you can see how you can fussy cut them or you can just stamp them. And then I have one more with that same, it's actually part of the Celebration Tidings, is part of the suite that has the gorgeous, gorgeous plaid papers, the plaid tidings. So, and this, I don't know if you can see, is the new, what do you call it? Spiderweb embossing folder. So lots of cute elements there. And yes, these are really, I think, these less so. This whole Halloween suite is very elegant, and I tend to like the elegant side of things. It's just kind of where my brain goes. This is super cute, and again, this is one of those stamp sets that has like Halloween and Christmas and Valentine's. There's a lot of that in this year's holiday catalog, where it's kind of like all of the like all the winter holidays, all the fall and winter holidays in one stamp set, which I really like because I love versatility. And then I'm saving this for last. Isn't this a gorgeous, gorgeous shaker card? These are the new sequins that are in the fall holiday catalog. And this is the shaker domes from last year, which carried over. And we now have a couple of different stamp sets with them. But here I love, this is actually one of my team members, Crystal Sohn, up in the Austin area, I believe. You see how she put on the background, instead of stamping something, she put that spider web embossing folder in Highland Heather, and then used the designer series paper that we were just talking about. And then look how she took the black glitter paper that's in the holiday catalog this year and used it for the base. There's just a lot of really, really pretty elements in this, a lot of consideration and a lot of care put into this. Jennifer, you're asking about the spider stamp in this, and it's actually just a spider. I mean, you could just do the spider, whatever you want to do with it, I believe. I've got the stamp set. I can grab it before I get off camera. Okay, so let me show you what we are going to work with today, because we are going to do some Halloween stamping, but we're going to use this Posted for You. And I think I've used this with you guys once before, maybe not. I know I've used this. I love, love, love this. This is a bundle that is in the annual catalog. And if it's a bundle in the annual catalog, let me just bring this up a wee bit. That means you can get the stamp set and the punch at 10% off. Now, what's cool about this bundle is that now in the holiday catalog, they brought in another stamp set that coordinates with the punch. Now, the stamp set is $17. You cannot get it in the bundle price with the holiday one. So just a little FYI on that one. So let me just show you the original, I guess, stamp set, the one that's in the annual catalog posted for you. I'm just going to kind of remind you, some of you are new on here, some of you have seen these samples before. So just to kind of show you, I love this punch because it makes like this little brick. They're really a rectangle postage stamp, but they're almost like little Lego bricks to me. And so you can do a lot of fun things with them. And you have this just a note, you have special delivery, a lot of cool stamps on here. This one has had a little bit of wear and tear from being at an event where there was a lot of ink. So this, again, there's that postage stamp, and it's just a fun element. This one I did with the stamp, and I didn't use the punch at all. Again, just to kind of showcase versatility. Oh, those are just some elements. And then here is a little bookmark that I made using the same rectangle postage stamp. So now we are going to do something with the Halloween. So this one is another one of those stamp sets in the Halloween catalog, in the holiday catalog, where you have several stamps in here for Halloween. You have several stamps in here for Christmas. And then you even have a love, and you have the flowers that you can bring in for Valentine's Day. So I think that is some really, really good versatility. Hey, Sarah, I'm glad you are here. And Yolanda, and you're late to the party, but we're glad you're here at the party. And Jill is here. So, and Betty, you are here. You have the set. Okay. Well, let's see if I can inspire you to do something fun with this set. So this is Simple and Stepped Up is what we do on Thursday. And what I'm going to start with is a very vanilla bone folder. And I will say that when I'm doing fall cards, I tend to go towards vanilla and not white. I just think that it's, it's warmer, and I think it goes better with a lot of what we're doing in the fall. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got several little bits and pieces here. We're going to go super, super simple. I am going to grab my piercing mat, and this is just a foam mat. It's in our annual catalog. And whenever you're using photopolymer stamps, you will get a better image when you use the mat. Now, I will tell you that I don't always use it. Sometimes I just don't grab it. With smaller images in particular, you don't notice it as much, but when you have really solid stamped images, you will notice it a lot. And with your photopolymer stamps, you also want to hold it down for a couple of seconds. You get a much crisper image when you do it that way. Okay, now I'm going to take my postage stamp punch, and I'm going to bring it in here, and I guess my piece of paper is a bit small. Let's see if there we go. It's pretty straight. Well, Candy, do I have a Post-it note over here? Yes. This is my favorite little tool. Whenever I have a scrap that's too small to feed into a punch, you just put a little Post-it note on there, and that gives you a handle and basically elongates your piece of paper, but allows you to use just a small scrap and still get it into your punch without having it fly around. So, hey, Cheryl, I'm glad you are here. And Jennifer, you did not notice the brims. This is my favorite of the Halloween stamps in there, so I will show you. What we're going to do is we're going to take our Whisper White note card, and we are going to stamp the greeting down in the very bottom. And what I'm going to do is, let's bring a little bit of grid paper in here. And let me bring it down here like so, because I really do need to center this greeting so that it's going to be in the center. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just making sure I'm centered. if I use my centering ruler, it's actually even easier, but I wanted to show you how you can use your grid paper. Okay, so now I have wishing you a happy Halloween. Isn't that a cute sentiment? So now what I'm going to do is, actually, let's close that up so I don't get it everywhere. And I'm going to layer this, and I will give you the measurements after we're done. And I do have a little mat for my brooms because they'll show up much, much better on my Very Vanilla card. And this is just a note card. And what I was going to talk about a little bit with regard to Halloween cards this year is I do believe we're going to be sending out a lot more of them. And I think this project in particular is really good if you have school-age kids because they could send these to their friends. This would be very, very quick, very easy stamping. And it wouldn't cost much in the way of materials or time. The Very Vanilla note cards and envelopes are very, very inexpensive. And yes, now you know what those numbers are for. So all I've done is I've just done a little 1/2-inch piece of cardstock just to give it a little bit more oomph. And I think I will go ahead and stick this down because then we are going to add a few little bats. And this little bat stamp, come on, baby. Anybody having trouble getting used to a stamp and seal? When I'm one with my seal, I really love it, but sometimes it takes a little bit of going to get it going. Well, and I think the main thing is you need to kind of go up higher with it. Maybe, there we go. This was too much cushion. Okay, so now it's going really well. And I'm just going to pop that along here. A little bit too much of a good thing with my glue. And I am going to put a few dimensionals on the back of this. Hey, Cynthia, I'm glad you are here. And this is just super, super simple stamping. This is stamped ink and paper. There's nothing else that we're putting on here. But of course, when we're done with this, I'm going to show you a stepped up version because if you needed to make 20 of these, 30 of these to send out to a bunch of classmates, you could do it in very, very little time. So there, what do you think? Now, I am going to add another little stamp, and that is, there is these little 3 bats. They are so cute. Now, I need to make sure they're flying in the right direction. So I need to go that way because I'm stamping upside down for you guys. And here's my black ink pad again. So what I'm going to do is just pop these like so. And then I'm going to bring them down here like so. Wishing you a happy Halloween. And then I'm also going to pop them here on the inside of my note card so that I can write a little note and just say, missing you, wishing I was trick-or-treating with you, whatever, something along those lines. And because I have this adorable little bat, I think I'm going to add a few more down here. So there's my envelope and there's my note card, stamped ink and paper only. I mean, you could just crank these out in no time at all. And Michelle, you're ready for a retreat. I love it. Oh my gosh, it's coming. It's coming. So that is my simple. Now we're going to go stepped up. So stamped ink and paper. Now we're going to add a little bit more va-va boom. But I think this is super cute. I would, I could sit down with my grandkids and make some of these for their friends, and they would just have so much fun. And it's really, really made for success, quick, easy success. Now, this time I'm going to layer a little bit onto a regular card base. Now, what I'm going to do is, for time's sake, I've gone ahead and made this exact same layered element because I'm going to just use the same thing. But this time I am going to bring in some designer series paper, and this is the one with the smoky with the bats. And I'm going to just adhere this. This is, I can tell you that this one, the designer paper is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and my black mat is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a gray background, but I want to show you the difference. And I'm hoping it's going to show up in my camera, in my lighting. This is smoky slate and this is gray granite. Smoky slate is a very cool gray. Gray granite was introduced a couple of years ago and I absolutely love it, especially, and what I mean is it's warm. It has a little bit of brown to it. Look at, when you put smoky slate and pumpkin pie together, it's okay. But when you put pumpkin pie with gray granite, it's so much warmer and it makes such a big difference. So I'm going to use gray granite because it is the warm gray. Now you know that when you are using a pre-scored, and I always score my card bases, I feel like it gives you a better fold and a better crease. You always want to hide the worm. That's your little worm sticking up. You want to hide the worm. People ask me all the time, which way do you fold the cardstock? Hide the worm will help you remember every single time. So now we are going to step this card up by layering this and then layering this, and we're going to put our greeting right down here. Now, I think I might be getting a little bit of black ink. You know, when you're using black ink, you always want to have something close by to be able to clean your hands because, you know, you get that black ink on the vanilla or on the white cardstock and it's just not what we intend. Now, what I could do is, if I wanted to, I could add one more layer. So I'm kind of asking you guys what you think, if I should be adding that layer. The other thing I could do is, and Marlene, yeah, you would emboss as well. I could add some of this fun, very fun, spider webby, what do you call it, ribbon. I'm thinking that I'm not going to put that layer of orange there because I really want this, I think pops better when I don't add it in there. But I think that is a fun element, that this ribbon. So I think I will go ahead and get my ribbon scissors. And what's fun about this ribbon is that I can either do it flat like this, or I can double it over like this. And it is, I mean, it is just like a spider's web. Isn't it just gorgeous? I love it. So I can twist it and fold it. I can do all kinds of things with it. So you guys kind of tell me what you're thinking while I put my greeting down here at the bottom. So I'm still going to use the same greeting, and I'm going to get my centering ruler here. Some of my team members have these that were given as gifts. This is Southern Sweet Stampers is the name of my team. And wishing you a happy Halloween is going to go right down here. Super simple. So I'm just stepping it up a bit. This is just stepped up. It's not complicated. It's just stepped up. So here. And then I'm going to add, where'd it go? Here's my little focal piece. But I think before I do that, I'm going to add some of this. And I think I'm just going to lay it flat, and then I might think about adding a little bit of, whether we're going to add a, what do you call it, a little bit of a tie on the side. Now, I will say something for the Stamp and Seal. It's really, really very, very sticky. So it will hold your ribbon better than what our snail would have. Snail would hold a thin ribbon, but if you had something with texture, it tended to not hold nearly as well. And I am going to Actually, I'm going to lay this flat and then put my little brooms up on dimensionals. So here we go. And get my bats going in the right direction. Let me pause for a second and look at some comments to see. So you're liking the ribbon. Now, Crystal, you're here, and I was showcasing your card a little while ago. So just wanted you to know, we were oohing and eyeing over this card, and I was bragging on you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this here, and I'll show you what I think we're going to do that I think you're going to like. So let's grab some Stampin' Dimensionals, which are somewhere here. I just used them. Let's see, let me tidy this up. I'll put all these cards in my little basket over here. I'll put the stamp sets over here. I'll put this empty box over here. Don't need the bone folder. And have my dimensionals appeared yet? No, they have not. Where are you? I just used you. Where did they go? I know that you guys never have this problem. It's like right in front of your face and you can't find it to save your life. Challenging, challenging. Am I going to have to get up and go find some others? Here's my little box. Well, you know what? There's some minis here. I'll just use these minis. Yes, Crystal, your snow globe card. I was bragging on you and showing off, and everybody was oohing and eyeing over it. So these are the mini dimensionals, which are definitely too small for what I'm doing, but we'll just double them up and we'll make do, and they will be just fine. Okay, so, I mean, they're still dimensionals. And I opted to use pumpkin pie. I think pumpkin pie and basic black are just a classic Stampin' Up! Halloween combination. Although the paper, the designer paper, has Cajun Craze, pumpkin pie and Cajun Craze are a very nice duo, color duo. So even if I were using a piece that had the Cajun Craze in there, I know that it would work. Now I'm going to add a few of these little bats. Again, I got to make sure they're going and flying in the right direction. We don't want them flying in the wrong direction. And I'm just going to add these little guys here. And I think I'll add one more set down here. Now, a couple of things. One thing is that I was going to add a layer to the inside. Now let me show you what we could do. We could add a very vanilla layer so that you open the card and it's like that. Or we could take that pop of color, that pumpkin pie, and we can put it on the inside. So let me hear what you're thinking. And while you're doing that, I'm going to actually close up my ink pad so I don't get something into it right now. And I do have my little pad here, although I don't think I have any mist over here. Let me just grab this and clean this while I have it handy, so that I can put my stamp away. And I think that I was toying with the idea of putting a bow of this on the side. So let me hear a little bit of opinions. I know that you guys, like me, do not lack when it comes to opinions. So tell me what you're thinking, and I will see what I can do. Pumpkin on the inside. When you stamp off Cajun Craze, you do get a slightly burnt looking pumpkin pie. You're right. Okay, everybody's liking the orange on the inside. It is different, Crystal, exactly. I like to do something that's unexpected, especially with a Halloween card. I mean, we've got very neutral, kind of buttoned up things here, but a very cute greeting with wishing you a happy Halloween. So let's just go ahead and put a few more bats on here. And then we'll see about putting a bow on the outside of this card. And then we will be ready to go. Now, I hope that you guys saw I did my drawing for July, finally, for my July share. So when you share my videos, you go into a drawing for something. And last month it was it's that stamp set that's it's a host stamp set in the annual catalog. And I had done a Facebook Live with it. And it's called like Lovely, not Lovely You, something like that. It has a really pretty heart in it. Anyway, I did the drawing for that, and Betty Morey, who is here today, she got that. It's already in the mail, on its way to her house. So when you share my videos here, I do put you into a drawing. And when you comment here, I also put you into drawings. And those are for the cards that I create here on the Facebook Lives. And sometimes I'm a little behind the 8-ball on getting them out and getting the drawings done. But I do get there in the end. Crystal, I think Crystal Wilson is on here with us today as well. She is actually the coordinator for our creative challenges on our team Facebook group. So my team, we have a special Facebook group, and we run creative challenges on there on a regular basis. I think we do about 3 a month. And Crystal does a great job of coordinating all of that. And so with our creative challenges, what we do is you can enter as many times as you like. It's a drawing, just like what we do here. And that way people are, our team members are inspiring one another all month long. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Okay, now, do we want to put a bow here or not? I think before I start tying a bow on there, I want to just kind of experiment with it, and let's see what we think. I will say this stuff ties so pretty. And you can make it into either a small bow or a big, like a honkin' bow. So let's see. This is such a small image that it might just overpower. What do you guys think? What are we thinking? Do we want a little bit more spider web on there? Or is that too much? Yeah, exactly, Kathy. I do think that this is nice for adults. It's not too cutesy. Again, when it comes to like your kids, if you have a kid in college, wouldn't this be a cute card to send for maybe to make up for your kid, maybe all the people on their floor of the dorm or in their, their science lab, or, kids in college, just like kids in regular school, they tend to have groupings. So whether they're in a club together or something, this would be a really cute card to send to a bunch of college kids. No bow it is. Okay, it is a pretty bow, but probably a little bit too much because this is so small. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I think it's super fun. And I don't think I have a vanilla envelope over here, or I would put some bats on the card. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a simple, very vanilla note card, and then stepped up. That's what we do here on Thursdays. And I hope that you like my cards today. I will put the measurements. I will put these either here or on my blog or both. But the measurements are really just about this layer right here. I mean, this here is just a 3.5 inch square and a 3.25 inch square. But getting this mat around the postage stamp, it's like a 1/8 measurement that you have to use. So it is a little bit of a, not a funky measurement, but it's not just your simple 1/4 inch measurements. So that is it today. I hope that you are inspired to make some Halloween cards especially I'm thinking people love getting happy mail. And yes, I would send these to friends like my own age. But I think especially, let's think about the kids this year who have their lives so disrupted with all of this COVID stuff that most of them are not going to school, or if they are, it's really different. It's like just half a dozen kids in a classroom. It's not what they're used to. It's really outside what they're used to. So I just want to kind of challenge you to, even now, I know some of us are already making Christmas cards, but think about the kids that, maybe the kids in your neighborhood, maybe, like I said, I just don't think people are going to be out trick-or-treating this year. And so Gail, you like decorating for Halloween, and and sending cards. And I think even for the kids in your neighborhood, that maybe we have a lot of kids in our neighborhood who trick or treat traditionally. I don't think there's many that are going to be out, but I could easily take this card right here and maybe tuck a little piece of chocolate in there, or put a little piece of candy on there and take it to their house and drop it at their porch. So delivering some happy mail. Yeah, Jennifer, I'm not surprised that you're making Halloween cards. So again, don't forget, on a regular basis here on my Facebook Lives, when you comment, you go into a drawing for the cards that I make here. So these are going to go, and the Thursday cards I send both, and the Tuesday cards I'm just making one, so I send one. But these are going to go in the mail to somebody, and so I like drawings because it's not a contest. It's really just, and I use random.org. So I will go in through the comments, and if there's 64 comments, I'll put 64 into random.org, and I'll just punch the little button and it generates it for me, and it'll say like 19, and then I'll go through and find the 19th comment, and that will be the person who wins my card or cards. So that is it for today. Thursday at 2, simple and stepped up stamping. If you haven't already seen the announcement, I am doing a Sunday night stamping party. I do have a separate Facebook group for that, and it's called Candy's Virtual Party Place. I've put the link on here, and if you're on my team, I also put it on our team Facebook, so that if you're wanting just to hang out and have some fun on Sunday night, I'm going to be stamping, and we're just going to be having some fun. So I'll showcase some things. There'll be some games. There'll be some prizes. And if you've been to any of my virtual parties before, you know that there are prizes that will be going out. There will be an ordering special as well. But we're just going to have fun. And it's a great way to just gather together with like-minded people who geek out over handcrafts and paper crafts in particular. So invite your friends if you want. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. And it's just simple Sunday night fun. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for coming today. Be sure to share my video, and I sure thank you for that help. Take care. God bless, and I hope to see you on Sunday.